Naomi like me. Who I be to threaten you now?
Hi guys, you guys are welcome to my YouTube channel. Thanks for coming, and make sure that before you proceed to watching this video, subscribe, like, comment and share even before you start. So right about now, I want us to review the movie, or rather talk about the movie The Covenant, directed by Dimeji Ajibola. God rest his soul. Starring Shola Shobawale, Zubi Michael, Gideon Okeke, so many of them, so many good actors were in that movie. Alright, before I started seeing that movie, I saw so many reviews online on TikTok, on Instagram, different social media platforms. I could see some people say, oh, this movie, they didn't understand anything. It was too complicated for them to understand. Some people were saying this movie is overhyped. Some people are saying that, oh, wow, this movie is the best Nigerian movie that has. It's a series actually, but I'm gonna be using movies as that will be easier for me. All right, so they said, some were saying this movie is the best movie to come out of Nigeria this year. And because I had seen the trailer, and I'm like, I like the aesthetics, I like what I'm saying so far, so I'm not going to follow this what these people are saying. So let me just have an open mind and watch it. And I kid you not, 20-15 minutes into that movie, I'm like, what? Not because I was understanding where the story was headed already. No, it took me quite some time to understand where the story was headed. But because the actors' performances were impeccable. When I mean impeccable, I mean impeccable. I was enjoying. I had to rewind some of the scenes. I had to backward some of the scenes just so I could see how these actors deliver their roles. And I studied theater art so I feel so good when I see someone able to interpret his or her role perfectly. And I just had to backward to see how this person had interpreted this role, and I also tried to react that same myself in my head and all of that. So yeah, the performances in that movie were impeccable. The actors gave their I was like, damn, you guys are so good. That aside, the story was a very complex one. Like some people were saying on TikTok, TikTok people are too shallow minded. So if you don't pay attention to this movie, you might get confused. Yeah. But as for me, I understood it, even though there were some, to me personally, there were some loopholes or things they could have done better, because nobody can get 100%. Even we that come here to review movies or say, oh, this movie was shit, this movie was that. If we are given the chance to produce our own, it's still gonna come out not 100%. All right, so yeah, there were some places I feel like, oh, they should have done this like this, they should have done that like that, but just a few places. I personally think that some of the character development were not properly developed for people to really understand who these people are and what their importance, their significance in this story is. For someone like Belema, in the starting of the movie, or rather in the middle of the movie, I could think that Belema was Stella's daughter. When the flashbacks were going back and all of that, I couldn't tell who she was. And the man that was killed by Stella, I could also think that was Stella's husband. I really did think so. I don't know if I'm the only person who thought that way. So I believe if this character was developed properly, introduced properly to us, that confusion wouldn't be there at all. And her quest was sometimes, most times in movies, there are always cause and effect. Whenever there is an effect, then there has been a cause. But then sometimes in this movie, there were effects without causes. There were things the actors were doing, without the characters were doing, without us really having known what prompted this. So, but at the end of the day, it's a good watch. You're gonna stay glued. It's suspenseful. It has a lot of suspense. All right. For Belema, why is she going through all of that? What exactly is in there for her? What? Then Sting. Up till now, I cannot understand what happened in the first scene where they were shooting guns and they were on military attires. Till now, I do not understand. Anyone who really does understand, please explain to me on the comment section. When Sting was abducted, why was he abducted? When he was abducted, why did he not reach out to his family when he, what happened with him? Who abducted him? After the abduction, what happened? Why could he not reach out to his family? What was the reason? And then the brother, why did the brother just wake up 2 years after the abduction to just decide, oh, I'm going to look for my brother? What has been going on, in the space of these 2 years that you just woke up one morning and say, oh, I'm going to look for my brother, and then you started taking decisions, dangerous decisions. You're looking for a brother, you're looking for a brother. If your brother wants to be found, he would come out if he's still alive. And then also, what's his name? Oh, yeah. I've forgotten this character's name, played by Uzi's Osman, the guy who was a rival to Naomi, who is in charge of the jungle. So I quite do not understand what happened there. If all of that was a game that they put up together, they put up to play, I don't know. But what happened from kidnapping Belema, threatening to kill her, to working for her and being part of the gang trying to get the spare, from killing some of the people that came with Belema, some of her people that she came with, and disrupting their sacrifice, to being the one to aid them do the sacrifice to get the spare. So I really do not understand. And then at the end, when Belema was about to sacrifice, what's his name, Dagogo, she took off the hand stuff that she was wearing to show that she had where she was shot. So does that mean that all of that was planned, that she was not really shot? Or I can't quite place my hand around it. But we did see a nurse who removed the bullet from her arm. So what was that? Actually, you know what? I do not even blame those people that said, oh, they do not understand that movie. I just was enjoying the flow. I just was enjoying the actions, the performances, and all of that. But oh boy, I do tell you, it's a bit confusing actually, but it was a good watch. Aside these few things that raises concern in the movie is a total good watch, beautiful for me. I can't remember the last time I binge watched a show, but that show I was able to binge watch it here because I was glued and I was like, oh, what's gonna happen? What's the reason for all of this? I want to know what the reason is. And at the end of the day, I really did know what the reason was. And then the father, Naomi's father, who switched at the very end of the movie. Is Naomi aware of her father's plans? Is this something they had planned, or her father is just working solo? All of that, the questions and all of that. And then Sting being harmed by the spare at the end of the movie, that it showed that, okay, probably he died. We couldn't tell if he actually died or if he's still alive, and we are not sure if season 2 is gonna come out. So I don't know, but anyways, if it comes out, I'm gonna keep you guys updated. Overall, it was a perfect good watch for me. I don't really have to understand every single thing. Why did this person do this? And why? As long as I'm understanding the actions and the story, I'm good. So that was what happened. I enjoyed the movie pretty much. You tell me, did you enjoy the movie? And some of these things that I did not understand, which I mentioned, if you understand any of them, please do let me know on the comment section. I will be reading. Please engage, like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel. Love you and stay safe. Bye.